r/AskReddit by Reddit. Redditors who went to jail/prison, what went through your head on the first day? My first night in county jail was surreal, to say the least. My summer of drugs and drinking had culminated into stupid crimes, and there I was. My mom wasn't going to pay bail. I had to learn my lesson. That lesson turned out to be 8 years in a maximum security prison. County jail. I slept with my shoes on the first night, thinking I was going home any day. I viewed myself as a kid, even though I was 21, that somehow it wasn't really happening. Everything was routine. Breakfast, TV, exercise, TV, cards, TV, cards, TV, cards. 6 months later they wanted to make an example out of me. 8 years in state prison. In NY you do 80% of your time, so it ended up being 6 years 10 months. That first night in state prison, completely different ball game. First, leaving county jail you're in shackles, legs shackled to the guy next to you, so if you try to run you better hope both of you are really good at convict 3-legged racing. The bus brought us under the prison, hundreds on inmates, into what I would call a factory of processing humans for incarceration. Searched, stripped, cavity searched, shaved, showered, deliced, waiting, clothed, waiting, all while hearing the noise of a couple thousand inmates above you, not knowing what kind of madhouse you're stepping into. Not much choice at that point. The most important thing I realized is, just accept it. You're there. Time will move faster if you get a solid routine and just follow direction. They can't stop your time, but through can slow it up. I've been out longer than I've been in now, and have my life back on track. I was definitely going to be dead from something stupid, so I was rescued rather than arrested. Don't go to jail, kids. Being separated from everything was the worst. Went to jail for shock treatment and had to stay 2 weekends, 7 AM Saturday to 7 AM Monday. You go in for processing, get naked, and then spread your butthole and cough. They take you to your cell and you meet your mates. Hopefully they are cool. Most likely will be if you are staying for a short time. Realize there is an actual toilet 2 feet from your bed. This is where people poop, sometimes while you are trying to sleep. That's the weirdest part. Breakfast is at 5 AM. Saturday night we got to watch a movie. Everyone seems to be friendly during the movie and will yell out funny phrases or catcall when a sexier lady shows up on screen. Short of it is I basically read Louis Lama books the entire time that I borrowed from my cellmate. Also, got the nickname Chainsaw Dave because I grind my teeth when I sleep. They said it was as loud as a chainsaw. Edit. Fixed some autocorrect. To answer what shock treatment is, the judge will usually send first-time offenders to jail over the weekends to scare or shock them into not wanting to go to jail again. It worked for me, but I did see a kid from high school there that I knew. We talked and he mentioned that a lot of people don't mind coming back to jail for 3 or 6 months or a year for minor offenses because they have friends in there already and they don't have to worry about responsibility. I wear a mouth guard now. Thankfully I do not have any damage that was ever caused to my teeth. I was sentenced to jail for 3 months and did 67 days. Relentless anxiety for the months leading up to it, and then within like 10 minutes of being there I knew it was going to be fine. Walked into a room with like 30 dudes watching The Price is Right. 1 person I knew from high school, 2 people I knew from college. The dorm had a cappuccino, snack, and soda vending machine. Probably like 70% of the people there were barflies doing a couple months for their second DUI. 20% non-violent small time drug dealers, me. 10% dads who couldn't edit/won't pay child support. I worked in the kitchen for 12 hours a day, slept for 8, watched TV for 4. My dad is a storyteller and went to prison 3 times. He got out the first time for 2 weeks before he went back for 2 more years. He got out again before he went back in only days later for violation of parole. He never went back because his new cellmate was an 80-year-old man who told him, "I've been here since I was your age. In case you're bad at math, that's 60 years. I have no chance of parole and I know I'm going to die here. You think being here for however long you're in for is bad. Imagine knowing there's no way out. You best straighten yourself before you end up like me, son. My dad never went back. On an unrelated note, this was the same man who my dad practiced chess with every day for 2 years. I still have yet to beat my dad at chess. Sounds like the plot of every jail movie. Completely alone apart from the camera on the ceiling. Kept feeling like I had massively ducked up over something so petty. My mind was racing so nothing made sense. Couldn't figure out how to flush the toilet. Couldn't sleep because I felt like I was being watched. Basically nothing, but my mind wouldn't shut up. I was terrified and cried a lot. I was in a holding cell for 2 hours after stealing from GameStop when I was 11. The game was returned, no charges were filed, and my criminal record is clean. Looking back, I think the police did it to scare me. It worked. I got put in maximum for felony assault, up to 8 years, after this dude tried to force my girlfriend, now wife, into a bathroom with him at a bar. I only threw one punch, but he wound up falling through a plate window and slicing arteries. After 2 days in holding with people coming down off of all the drugs, meth/heroin, etc., and the transfers trying to start fights with everyone, I got sent to 23-hour lockdown in a pod, which is reserved for violent offenders. One skinhead dude was in on 23 counts of various forms of homicide/manslaughter, so stuff got real fast. Cell got tossed at one point and they questioned me. I didn't say anything, which in hindsight was smart since when my cellmate got back he asked a guy across the way if I said anything. Then he introduced himself to me. After that we were cool and he vouched for me saying I was in there for some real stuff. God knows how long it was before this happened. Hours tick by like days. Time stands still. My cellmate had been in for 2 of his 6 years with repeated trafficking, felony firearm, battery on an officer. Well, got back from a hearing super excited saying, well, if I plead to this or that I should be able to get out in a month. He was dead serious, but inside my head I knew there was no way. Something about his conviction, while staring me dead in the eyes, made me realize that there is absolutely nothing else going on in his head but trying to get out. That night while brushing my teeth, I remember staring at myself in the mirror thinking, I truly believe I'm getting out tomorrow too. That was the most eye-openingly present yet emotionally detached pit of realization I have ever fallen into. I was lucky though. My charges got dropped on self-defense after bar surveillance showed him touching me first, so duck that. I make sure to avoid situations that might put me in that situation. I don't have crap to prove to anyone. It used to be duck cops. Now it's duck jail. I'm never going back. After leaving the 4-week intake prison, I found myself following a 10-hour bus ride, shackled in a school bus without windows, in a maximum security prison with a towel, 2 pairs of boxers, 2 pairs of jeans, 2 shirts, a toothbrush, and a bar of soap. I hadn't showered in 2 days, and not smelling like crap is important in prison, so I made my way to the herd shower and got in. Now, I wasn't scared, necessarily, but I also wasn't super enthusiastic to be showering with a bunch of dudes, of course. I turned on my spigot and starting soaping up and dropped my precious bar of soap onto the ground. The shower was silent as I turned around and stared at my soap slipping away on the floor. All eyes were on me. I had to choose quickly, so I did what came naturally. I started laughing out loud. I just roared with laughter. After a few seconds, everyone in the shower started laughing with me. In that moment, we all shared in the absurdity of our situation and enjoyed a good prison shower rape joke laugh. It also really helped quell my biggest fear about prison, actually, which was that I was going to be raped. I was a youngish white man who didn't know anyone and wasn't affiliated with anything, and I was going in alone. That day gave me a lot of confidence and strength. My first thoughts were about being raped. After that day, my biggest fear became that I'd relapse while inside. Well, did you end up picking up the soap? I sure did. My friend was sent to juvie for a month when they found a pocket knife on him after getting into a fight at school. He was a pretty good kid, but found out his girlfriend was cheating on him with another guy, so he found the guy at lunch and pummeled him. He said he was just in his cell crying the first day. He thought he was never going to see anyone again, or that he would get killed in there. Afterwards, he said he didn't talk to anyone but that everyone was generally nice to him in there. Thank you for watching Reddit. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more r/AskReddit videos. Share your stories in the comment section below.